that most of them can't think multi-level. They can't see like this. We see like this. I thought that's the way things are. I had to learn through my own suffering and trying to be a part as I grew up, recognizing that I was an oddball, to be honest with you. Not different, but different. And then learning as I grew older that that's not abnormal, is that we've been tampered with.
True.
Then trying to reconcile that while growing up, while relating, while trying to do family, while trying to do the picket fence and type thing, and clashing because in another way I was too advanced. Not admitting it either, and hiding it too. Do you understand?
Oh yeah.
And clashing while doing it, and then being forced against myself to be alone to develop. Do you understand?
I do. I mean,
not liking it necessarily, but accepting the inevitable, because the cycle time, as an example, of your mother makes you to do certain things. Our concepts, as we've been taught, is to come here to live, to do, go get a job type thing. And the truth of the matter is all that's artificial. If you really discover who you are and what's really up, none of that, you don't invest in it because you already know it's artificial. Problem of it is relating to people around you, because you are automatically an outcast. But you are suffering the same needs, wants, and desires of the human form, and it clashes with you because that's not who you are. It is, but it's not who you are.
I think you're helping some people because they're
no, I'm just telling you that.
No, but the reason why I say that, because oftentimes many people feel like they're alone in a crowd, so to speak, and that no one relates to them. But when you hear somebody like, Branchie Tasharik Bey saying, "Listen, I've not only have I dealt with it, I deal with it, but I've learned how to fit in, so to speak,
yes,
in order to be able, in order not to, if you, in a sense, to look like an oddball."
That's why I'm a people person, yet I'm alone.
Right. So
because I had to be to develop, to accept me.
And there's a scripture, and I mentioned it to somebody about myself, but I'm thinking it's more you than me. And Paul allegedly says, "I become all things to all people that I might win some."
Yeah.
And so you find you have the gift of being able to relate to so many people at so many levels.
Because you can see.
Right. But yet when you're in your private alone time, it's just me. It's just me.
Because you have so many layers to deal with that
Absolutely.
you've neglected.
Right.
And then you recognize that your cycle is fixed. As an example, what do I really know about me? Honestly, not all will I tell. I'll say this.
I know you.
I agreed to leave at 37. I was supposed to leave at 37.
And when you say leave,
the physical.
Okay, leave. Okay, exit.
I already was prepared for it. It's like normal, right? Things came up in my life where I came to accept that I've been negligent. In other words, I owed. I knew it. I owe. So I'm paying. So then I was being selfish because I wanted to do what I wanted to do because I knew I had the capacity to. When you understand divine law, you can skirt it. When you understand how things really work, however you use that, that's up to you. It's just that I didn't have a dark heart. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? But I understand a lot more than I ever talk about. My position has been, and really is, honestly, knowing that I have a limited cycle, to do as much as I can to help others without burdening them, and without putting my personal weaknesses or my personal corruptions, my personal shortcomings on them. But also understanding, knowing, it's sort of like when you see, this is what it is. This is the good, the bad, and the in-between, however you want to look at it. This is the honest thing about it. And it's not comfortable for a lot of people, and I already know that. And I know that you know what I'm talking about because I saw it in you. You know, we never talked about this, but I saw it in you. You can go amongst people, and if they get near you, you can read everything about them. So there's no need to even go. The other problem is this. When you relate to people, you can tell the beginning, the modification, and the ending, which I already knew about even my marriage. And I never talked about it, but I knew from day one. My disappointment was that I wanted to make things be what I wanted them to be, which is a selfish thing to do. Do you understand?
In other words, you wanted to modify the assignment or the agreement,
yes,
or the
yes,
contract.
Yes. And then sit around and feel sorry for yourself when you already knew better. I'm being honest with you. I'm being honest with you.
Bearing your soul a little bit.
No, I'm absolutely honest with you. You know, so on another level, the unfairness about it is this. This is also the unfairness about it. Knowing and seeing on multiple levels, not starting things that you know that you're not going to finish, and therefore not taking up people's life energy in projection because of satisfying a moment when that's not what you're here for.
Good advice. Good advice. I hope.
No, I'm just telling you. I'm talking about.
I know what you're saying.
That's how I got my ass kicked.
But it's still good advice.
Well, I'm telling you, that's how I got my ass kicked.
But society, you know, and I know you're going to say it's still money, but
it is.
Okay, so it's still money, y'all. But
Mooney.
Look
at this. Hold on. Let's look like it is. Here I am as a son of God. God is woman.
Mm-hmm.
Came out the womb and then spend the rest of my life trying to get back in, which is what we do.
Right.
Because that's why you made us.
All right.
Learn to bring that under control. That's called the great leaf. This is symbolized by Adam putting the great leaf on the
big leaf or something.
The three lower chakras.
Okay.
That's all that is sigil.
Right.
That's just anthropomorphic. But knowing that's what it means, knowing that most people don't know what it means. Mm-hmm. Also knowing that that's the principle of when a son accepts his mother has made him and accept why she sent you this time, and not getting caught up in the Samson and Delilah game, which we always damn do. As soon as you do, and then she cuts your hair, then you're mad and pissed off and stuff. So why be pissed off when you know? When you don't know or you don't see, you can play the game. But when you know and you see and you play the game, you got no one to blame but you because you knew better. That's me.
So you're playing catch up?
Yes, I am, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Which is the only reason I stuck around. Truthfully, to be honest with you.
Well, we're glad you stuck. We're glad you stayed, and we hope you'll stay a long, long, long time.
Understand that that's fiat.
Okay.
All of it is fiat. The money is not it. The fiat is for bookkeeping purposes, for the energy output for the vampires who suck your blood. It's abstract blood. It is your energy. The fiat is a cover.
Okay. Well,
money is not what people think it is.
Now let's switch up a little bit since you said that. let's talk about the fact how the system has created.
The system didn't do anything. The priesthood.
The priesthood.
The reason I'm saying that.
You correct me.
Because the reason I'm saying that because that's a spell cast.
Well,
and what we have to do, keep this in mind. System, inanimate.
Right. It doesn't do anything on itself.
It does nothing.
That's like you said, getting mad at the bullet
system
and not the hand that pulled the trigger of the gun.
Nothing.
Okay.
The dark priesthood who creates the entity and puts it in, it's called what? Corpse, the dead. Corporation. Here it is. Corporation constructed on paper like this, and every opening like this, and you're looking at me and I go, boom, and then you're arguing with the corpse. And here I stand as innocent. This is called the system. They've been arguing the system. That's part of the art of war of the dark priesthood. That is fiat. And I declared the fiat, and you bought into it. Now I rob you, and I stand before you as innocent. Now you understand Pope innocent?
Innocent.
Now you understand Inquisition?
Yeah. Okay, let me rephrase that. This is what I was going to say.
Yeah, well, go ahead.
All right. So the dark priesthood has created various scenarios throughout our life.
Now you understand why I read that?
Yes.
It's part of the money system.
So these things have been created, so-called entertainment, so-called
distract
sports,
you,
so-called jobs. All of these various things have been created to.
And guess what? All of those figures, at least to be safe, to say what I'm saying, at least 90% of them have been eating your children all the time.
Are we talking literal now?
Literally,
okay.
literally. When the priesthood does this, this is the body of Christ, and this is the blood.
Right. Communion.
Do you know how much they're telling you the truth of what they're doing in the executor's chambers for centuries? See, from the karmic perspective, they have told you the truth while they have deceived you, and therefore removed the karmic response and given you an opportunity to consent.
We take communion, we mimic it.
Exactly. And you call it holy roly goody Jesus stuff. And they're cannibals. They are real vampires, not fake vampires. And they've been drinking your children's blood for life and then selling the carcass. Oh, for some of you who are listening now, dealing with the moon economy, because remember the moon economy, when you're thinking money, think the womb first. The output of the womb, because the great resource is human. Human is the great resource. The monetary system of the gold, the silver, and the copper is the alchemical metals that are used in the construction of Solomon's temple through the womb of woman. The economy of life and growth on the planet, of the expiration and inhalation of carbon monoxide and oxygen that gives life, is money. The metals that represent these spheres is the money, agreed in harmony with cosmological nature. Outside of that, it is not money. Trick, get you to call all instrumentality outside of that the money. You've just accepted the debt because now you agreed to the lie. You are now responsible, and that's what they've been doing to claim that you are the debtors. Now that's the truth. It's not an analysis of an idea. That's the fact. which is why they will not recognize a 13th floor, because the issue is to disconnect woman from the equation, who is really God and the Stargate. That's the fact. And we are sons of God. Don't get it twisted. Symbolic, you'll see Isis and Horus, mother and son. And that study is called Ma-Son study or Masonry. That's also the truth. Get over it and learn what's really going on this planet. Because if you're going to fix anything, what we got to stop doing is cherry picking the great things that were done and then ignoring the negatives that were done. And keep this other thing in mind. Another reason why the hybrid will tell you in story form the different things of truth, although they do it allegorical, is to remove the karmic response, because he can't control that. I.e. Wizard of Oz. That's what that's about. That's telling you bluntly. They're telling you bluntly. That's why they changed the silver slippers, moon, echo, to ruby, red, symbolizing the blood, or the star, or the cherry tree that Georgie cut down.
What do you think all that's going on now, what implications does this have for, like, my son, for instance, my youngest son and his son, my grandson. My grandson is like a top notch for his age, above his age, basketball, football. He did baseball, and I think he even tried those football, or what they call soccer. However, you have all these people, my son and Carly included, who have groomed their children, not just boys, but young ladies too, for some level of sports, because that has been put up as a way to attain,
gateway out of economic depression.
Right, that and not only that, then you got those who are aspiring to get somewhere in the music industry, those who are aspiring to get somewhere in Hollywood, in the
I'll say it in one word.
Wait a minute.
2 words.
Before you say it.
Yeah.
My question is, we see, you and I and others that see that those accoutrements that have been given are now being snatched back and
exactly.
So what happens to the millions of young people that have their hopes on getting somewhere?
All right, I'll tell you 2 things
that were not even real from the get-go.
The first thing I'll say for the beginning of your treatise.
Okay.
Roman Colosseum. That's the first.
That's the
Number 2. Number 2. Make a pact with the devil, and he never honors the treaty. You don't make a deal with the devil, because he always sacrifices you in the end and takes all your shit. He is called Job. That's why he gives you a job. Job and Job are not accidentally, they're not accidentally spelled the same. They are the same. Long O, short O. Long on the promise and short on the reward. Don't make a pact with the devil. Now, those people keep on saying, well, what do we do? Yeah. Honor your mothers and your fathers. Turn your hearts back to the principles of your ancient mothers and fathers. Stop faking that you've been doing it. Oh, I picked up my Bible there and shit. And then I put up my Quran and shit. And then I picked up the Waspi and the Vedas, and I'm all deep in. No, we've been phony. Let's get real. We've been phony. They've taken all the things in the name of spirituality and made a couple of pimps and perverts wealthy, running around talking about Jesus, buying them planes and cars and everything, and act like they did the creator a favor. They're frauds, and the people that support is a fraud. Get over it. Now we're paying the price for it. Thank you very much. Now you can decide what you want to do. You want to keep on playing, because guess what? The issue is now nature ain't playing with you. Nature is cleansing up. Now we can fake each other and act like we holy roly, but you can't fake Mother Nature, because she don't play. Mom's in the house. You may as well start cleaning up and stop faking. You know how we fake them, put stuff under the bed and all that stuff? Because Mom, I'm coming up. I'm going to beat your ass. What do we do?
Procrastinate, hide stuff. Yeah, never put things in order.
No, what do we do?
What do we do when Mother Nature gets ready?
Swept things under the bed.
Right, as I said, we do.
Put dirty clothes in the closet because she didn't come up. All right, now we have a family reunion. Mom's cleaning up, people coming over. Now she coming upstairs for real. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So we've developed these habits of faking it, haven't we?
Yes.
This is what's happening in what we call the Aquarian age of I know. We've gotten so used to the false benefits, appearances. Because remember, these are appearances.
Right.
Of Piscean age of belief. That is the age of the priesthood. Power. That is his power. That is his power millennia. Of the dark priesthood, they have ruled the world.
And
darkness.
They talk about themselves in the scripture, and the scripture says, "The Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh away." And so we've looked at this Lord as some etheric, spiritual.
Exactly. Now you're talking about feudal law.
But what we're really talking about is the feudal lords.
Exactly.
Now that you become accustomed to these things, we're snatching them from you because we can.
Now, what have they been doing? They've been taking our people who thought they were marrying in the face of the Creator with marriage certificates, and they were what? Probate instruments. As soon as you get sick or you can't work too good anymore, or you pass this form, your entire state goes into probate. All of your property is in probate even before you give up the form, which is why that new vehicle you got outside is registered to the state of Delaware. It's already in probate. Anything that happens to you, the state takes it, paid for or not, because it ain't damn paid for. The sooner we understand how things work, the sooner we'll stop cooperating with them. And like you said, leave that man alone. Render unto Caesar what is Caesar. But we say it, but we don't do it. And most of us don't intend to do it. They have vested themselves in their idea of security that they don't have. They themselves are the surety of the operations of the Sister Q Trust operations of the world global estate. They are the resource, and they're given a piece of paper and told them that that's money, and they bought into it. It is a licensed voucher of private commercial paper for commercial trade against human energy, life force output. What I just said is absolutely the truth.
Now, and I know you're telling the truth. And you know that I'm involved after listening to you for at least 8, almost 9 years, pulling up a coin and saying that, that we should take as much of our fiat and convert it to gold and silver.
And the reason why, it's 2 reasons why. This is a fact. It's what that represents, because they will not allow you to acquire enough private commercial paper to make the transfer to take your gold and silver back. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. What they will do is sell. It's like, say for instance, if someone goes and tries to purchase multi-billions of gold or coins. If you go over 3,000, 2,000 to 3,000, get in that area, they will list 10. They will list 10,000. You do just 2 or 3, and I guarantee you that whatever clerk you're dealing with will stop immediately and call the manager. And the manager will go in the back and call the IRS. And if you go over that, I guarantee you ain't getting shit. They ain't giving it to you. I don't care what you say, what you think, you ain't getting it because it ain't your account. The trap is they told you it was your account. That account is in law. This is law, not Taji guy's opinion. An unsecured loan to the Jesuits through the bench of the Pope called the bank. At any time they're in trouble, that account, they are first order on their account, you're second.
That's why I'm trying to convert.
No, I'm just telling you. Now that's number one. Number two,
okay.
This is what's happening. This is what's happening. I'm telling you what's happening right now. What's happening right now. That
was going to be my point about what's happening right now.
This is what's happening right now on the planet, Midgard. The credit windows have frozen. The trading windows have frozen. They're hiding it from the public by saying the virus is killing these businesses. They were dying before the virus.
Right.
The
Sears
virus
has been dying
is an excuse to blame on them.
Right.
Number two. Number one. Number two. Anyone that knows anything about biology knows that any of these masks that they give anybody is inadequate to stop a real pandemic. That's number two. Number three. If that virus can jump 6,000 miles across the ocean from China, Wuhan, and jump and infect all these people here, 6 feet ain't going to do you no good. And so you get that over. And the number 6 that they use is not accidental. How do they bury you? 6 feet under. Humans are social beings. How do they alienate you from love and health? Because we're social beings, separate you 6 feet. 6, 6, 6. What do you need to understand that they're playing with your head?
Now I walked away for about 10 minutes while you were teaching.
Mm-hmm.
My phone was ringing, and I looked down. It was my mom, my stepmom, and I saw 3 calls. You know, I have a father and a sister in a nursing home. And it's my dad. My dad has been taken to the hospital with a fever, and he's like 88, 89. And so I said to her, she said he has pneumonia, but he doesn't have COVID. And I said, can I go see him? Can we go see him? No, we can't go see him. So, you know, I'm going to have to work. I'm going to do Reiki. But see, you
can do it.
When I'm finished this, I'll be doing Reiki, but everybody doesn't have that ability. So we are separated from our loved ones. But and at the time when they need
know
us
how
most,
to connect.
Absolutely. But everybody doesn't know that. Everybody doesn't know how to do that. And so that is one of the other reasons how, like you said, the so-called social, it's nothing social about the distancing. No. It's nothing social. It's very automaton. Is
they're waging
clinical.
war on us.
Absolutely.
And blaming it on China.
Absolutely.
They're doing the Boston Tea Party in your face. But now the deal of it is, let's talk about what's going on. Credit windows have frozen. Trade windows have frozen. The fake Jews continue to control the financial windows. Well, it's what it is.
We just don't want to be.
Yeah, well,
we don't want the show to be.
Well, it's what it is.
I know.
You gotta tell the truth, because nature don't play.
I know.
So the world is not buying their treasury bonds. So it's a matter of time that all the major malls are going to close because they can't re-up, because everything is ship to shelf. It's no longer warehouse. Ship to shelf through SKUs, digital SKUs, which they've been using since the 30s. And they're telling people these cryptocurrency is a new thing. They've been using it since the 30s. They just in turn the public onto it. The same thing with the cell phones since the 20s.
Or before.
Way before. They're ancient Egypt.
Right.
Let's get over that. Let's get over that. But we're talking about the hybrid Europeans today. The game is up. For the world to survive, the economics of the world to survive. The nations of the earth who were once kingdoms, who agreed to this modern bullshit under the Spanish Inquisition, are now paying the price for helping to maintain the fraud. They're being forced into austerity programs, and the people themselves are ready to lynch all of their leaders. And the next ones they're coming after is all the priesthood when they find out that they've been colluding and they're part of it.
Would that also include the so-called continent of Africa that has been
Exactly
a part of the fraud that we all came from there?
That they know it's a fraud. They've been signifying to us forever. We haven't been catching
But
on.
they've been benefited from it because we go back there.
That is the puppets, not the people.
Not the people.
Puppets.
I'm talking about the people in
the puppets.
power. So
the puppets.
Okay.
The puppets, the minions, the Roman Curia members.